New York is a city that is known for its luxury. No trip is quite complete without a $600 ticket to see a Broadway show, a $300 steak dinner at Sparks, or a $700 per night stay in a nice penthouse on the Lower East Side. As you can see, New York is no place for people with a thin wallet, and there's nothing that better reflects that than the cost of housing. A one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan will cost you about $3,550 per month on average. That's $42,600 a year, and that's not promising you any beautiful views. But if you think that's expensive, the cost of the massive buildings along 57th Street, just south of Central Park, is going to come as quite a shock. The condos and penthouses on this block are known as Billionaire's Row. And for good reason. In the past 5 years, there have been 41 real estate sales over $25 million. The average sale price is $38.5 million, which is 38 times the average sale price of a regular apartment in Manhattan. Needless to say, Billionaire's Row is a place for those with money, and lots of it. It's a strip of a handful of ultra-luxury skyscrapers, many of which I've had the pleasure of visiting. Today, we're going to take a look at the cost of these luxury apartments, the incredible amenities inside them, and the celebrities and billionaires that call them home. Perhaps the most well-known building on Billionaire's Row is 157, the aptly named skyscraper located at 257 East 57th Street. The building looks a bit like something out of Blade Runner. It's a massively tall, sleek, all-glass building that is 75 stories and 1,005 feet tall, which made it the tallest residential skyscraper in New York for several months. It also has the distinction of being the first true luxury skyscraper to make up Billionaire's Row. It was quite a trendsetter. There are 92 condominiums in 157, all of which sell for millions. In 2014, Michael Dell purchased the penthouse for $100.5 million, which at the time made it the most expensive home ever bought in New York. The penthouse, located on the 89th and 90th floor, isn't made for someone who's afraid of heights. But if you can conquer your fear, there are panoramic views of New York through 23-foot-tall floor-to-ceiling windows. The penthouse is 11,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 2 very necessary powder rooms, and a stunning kitchen with 2 dishwashers, 2 stoves, and some pretty funky light fixtures. Of course, there are some nice additions that the wealthy tend to enjoy, including a steam room, a private library, and a private movie theater. The building alone comes with a ton of amenities for the residents. Naturally, there's a pool, but it's unlike any pool you've ever seen. There's a custom-designed jacuzzi, a spa portico, and a state-of-the-art lap pool, which has an underwater soundtrack curated by Carnegie Hall. If swimming to a soundtrack made by the most prestigious concert hall doesn't sound luxurious to you, I'm not sure what would. There's also a fitness center and a library with a 24-foot-long aquarium and a billiards table. As an added bonus, residents can order room service and spa treatments whenever they would like. So, who of the rich and famous have decided to call 157 home? The Prime Minister of Qatar, as well as billionaire investors Lawrence Stoll, Silas Chu, and Lou Yikan. I remember that at one time, the most expensive home in New York was the penthouse of 157. However, that penthouse was completely upstaged by another in 2018. The penthouse of 220 Central Park South sold for an outstanding $250 million, more than double what Michael Dell's condo cost. But what can you get in a house that could possibly be worth $250 million? Well, quite a bit, it turns out. Ken Griffin, a billionaire hedge fund manager, purchased the massive penthouse, which actually encompasses not 1, not 2, but 4 separate floors. The total space adds up to an unbelievable 24,000 square feet, which is more than half an acre of living space. If you're doing the math, that's about $10,000 per square foot. There are 16 bedrooms and 17 bathrooms in the massive home. The entire thing is made to be a sanctuary, from the heated wood floors to the steam shower with views of Central Park. The living space really gives the owner a place to relax. And there are even more places to relax in the complex. There's a full spa, a golf simulator, so you don't even have to venture into the sun, a library, a children's play area, a fitness center, and even a juice bar free for residents. I might just have to get an apartment here. I'm running up quite a bill hitting Jamba Juice every day. Several of my friends actually live in the complex, and there are many other familiar faces to be found there. Sting and his wife Trudy Styler call 220 Central Park South their home. There are also several investors, including Daniel Och, Arthur Yardini, and Andrew Zorro, all of whom have net worths in the billions. Looking from the 12-foot-tall windows of 220 Central Park South, you might see a rather intriguing-looking building, but it's a bit hard to miss. A 1,396-foot-tall concrete skyscraper that is incredibly narrow. This is 432 Park Avenue, a residential skyscraper that is both loved and loathed by New Yorkers and architects. Some look at the building and want to play Jenga. Others have praised it for its childlike simplicity. Either way, it's the inside that counts, and considering the fact that 81 condos have sold for a median price of $18.4 million, it's safe to say a lot of people love the inside of this skyscraper. There are an array of amenities at this complex, some I'd never even fathomed. There's a billiards room and a library, which allows residents to relax and read some Poe, or host a poker tournament. There's a private screening theater, a wine cellar that holds 1,932 bottles, and studio suites that are available for housekeepers, au pairs, and personal assistants to stay in. It certainly beats out any other studio in New York. Who calls this timeless abode home? Well, Jennifer Lopez, art dealer Heli Namad, the founder of Nautica, David Chu, and several other hedge fund managers, investors, and businessmen and women. Have any of these lovely properties on Billionaire's Row caught your attention? Well, if they have, you're certainly in luck, especially if you have a few extra $1 million laying around. Perhaps you'd like to snag a property at the 157. Well, look no further than Condo 53A, a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom apartment with 3,000 square feet of luxury for the low price of $19.8 million. You could scoop up the home and look over Central Park with your morning coffee. The apartment is minimalist, with sleek black and white features throughout. There are built-in desks that look like there is a secret layer behind them, and deep soaking tubs in the bathrooms. Of course, there are the incredible amenities that come with the apartment, as long as you pay the $4,000 per month HOA fees. Or perhaps none of the buildings I've mentioned really have piqued your interest. Well, no worries. There are plenty of skyscrapers on Billionaire's Row, including 111 West 57th Street, which is due to be completed in fall of 2020. There, you can get a brand new 4-bedroom, 5.5-bath home for $57 million. There are floor-to-ceiling windows that reach the 14-foot-tall ceilings. To reach the master suite, you can take a spiral staircase, or if it's been a long day, you can just hop on the elevator up to your room. Everything in this condo is custom, from the black steel accents to the white makuabi stone floors to the solid oak floors. When you add all those up, you slowly walk your way towards that $57 million price tag. So, there you have it. The skyscrapers, the penthouses, and the condos of Billionaire's Row. What would you think of living in one of these beautiful homes? Which one's your favorite? And do you think the price is worth it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip to doodly doo.